I was born with more than 10 fingers. I met Barack Obama before he became president.
Okay.
And I've never broken a bone.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Armand Lindsay, back again with another episode of Big Boss Talk, the podcast. Listen, we got another phenomenal guest, top-tier guest, straight out of Memphis with it, man. I can't wait to get to chop it up with him. I got his homeboy on. I don't know if y'all paid attention to the last episode, Malik Gatewood, all right? Out of Memphis, real player partner, doing this thing, coaching and everything. And he gave me a great guest recommended on the show. And I'm glad we was able to make this connection and get him on the show. So let me get into the guest. Let me tell y'all who I got, all right? So I got DJ IB JohnDoe, age 33. He been DJing for 10 years. He's been an account executive for 3. He went to school for political science. So he's well-rounded, has a plethora of knowledge and years under his belt. But, man, say what's up to the podcast.
What's going on with the podcast, man? Whole lot of boss talk going on in this morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you having me. And, hopefully drop a few gems for them to pick up today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're going to get them gems out of you for sure, man. But it wouldn't be Big Boss Talk if we didn't do our traditional 2 truths and a lie. So I got to get those statements out of you. And we're going to try to get this lie, all right? I'm over 500 win rate, so hopefully I can keep the tradition going. But if you get me, you get me.
All right, let's see. 2 truths and a lie. Boom. I was born with more than 10 fingers. I met Barack Obama before he became president.
Okay.
And I've never broken a bone.
Okay. Never broken a bone. I like that. Never broken a bone. I think that's a true. It's between born with more than 10 fingers and then meeting Barack Obama. Or it really could be the broken bone. So never broken a bone. Bro, more than 10 fingers, bro? That's a crazy fact. I don't think you would lie about that. I don't think you would lie about that one. I think that's true. So I'm gonna switch it up. I think it's between met Barack Obama before he was president and then the broken bone. So I'm gonna say the broken bone is a lie. So you said you never broken a bone before. I think that is the lie, and then I'm gonna rock with that because I think the number that first one, that's too weird for it not to be true. But I don't know. So you tell me, am I wrong or right?
I fractured an ankle. I've cracked some bones in the leg. Unfortunately, I have not met the great Obama himself.
Dang. Okay. Got you. So you not met Obama. Dang, that's tough. So tell me about this experience as far as like coming out the womb with more than 10 fingers. Like, what's that about?
Can you see it there, that little digit that's there? I was born with 11 fingers.
Yo, that's wild.
And my daughter was born with 12.
No.
She had them on both hands.
That's crazy. So is it just you? Like, y'all just the only 2 in the family that got the little extra?
Man, you know what? It is. And I don't know which side of my family it comes from. Was my dad or mom's side? Because neither one of them ever had it. But, hey, certain things is better than the test that the science got for you.
I'm telling you. Okay, that's unique for real, man. I appreciate you going in detail about that, man. That's definitely unique, man. So what I got for you, man, is I got a couple of questions just to start us off, all right? Just to kind of get to know you, get to know your taste. The first question I always got to ask, bro, because everybody know, like, the music, it's so many big artists that come out of Memphis, man. Like, it's huge, just the amount of artists that y'all got, the amount of music that y'all put out, the legendary, like, just people in the game that just come from Memphis. But I do want to know, what's the best part about Memphis? Because I hear, like, y'all got the music, but I also want to know, like, it ain't always, like, when people talk about Memphis, it's a good part, but then it's also that bad part too, as far as, like, just the ugly side of it. But I want to know, what's the best part about Memphis, man?
So for me and my experience, I'm really from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Most people say they're from Memphis. They're going to have to name a side. They North Memphis, South Memphis, Orange Mound, wherever they from. Even if they from the outskirts, Arlington, Germantown, and Justin Timberlake's of the world, right?
Yeah.
But, for me, I had the unique experience where, one, I never actually went to school in the same neighborhood I lived in. So I've always had to experience the entire city.
Right.
And then even from that, I went to some great academic institutes from elementary on up. And then also I had the opportunity to go to a private school in high school. So like I say, with that, I got a full gamut of what Memphis really is and what it feels like. So with Memphis, man, there's something to do at every turn. Okay. For those people that be like, man, ain't nothing to do, it's because your scope is limited. Memphis has culture. Okay. I don't think it's been, promoted as the culture that it is, but we got a flavor about ourselves. Yeah. And truth be told, man, everybody has that saying, you make it here, you can make it anywhere. I will say there's a machoism, a bravado, just a style that Memphis people move with that once I even left the city for a while, going to college and stuff like that, I carried it with me in a natural form, but other people were like, oh my God, okay. They take that energy on a natural leadership level. And I think that's part of what Memphis' problem is. We got a lot of leaders and not too many followers. So, leaders bump heads and we have the issues that we have and, the first 48 and 2. You get what I'm saying? But other than that, Memphis it gives you a different, energy about yourself when you move around the world.
Yeah, I guess what you can call it is like, it's just that pride, bro. Like, just having a different, that mantra about yourself. Because definitely when you born and raised, from an area like you done seen a lot, you done been with a lot of people, you done seen people glow up, you done seen people, take the worst of turns, and you just understand what come with the grit and grind of just being in a location forever. You know what I mean? Like me being from South Carolina, like I feel like I never forget, where I'm from as far as like Rock Hill, South Carolina, being 30 minutes from, Columbia, South Carolina, and then 30 minutes.
Rock Hill, salute Rock Hill, man.
You know what I mean? 30 minutes from Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's like, I get the best of both. And I can understand everybody different. So when you leave your city and you go out and people ain't never seen you talk the way you talk, dress the way you dress, you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna represent, like, this is me. Like, I can't change who I am. Like, I'm really like this. You know what I mean? You can't really change it. So that's what's up, man. I like to, really hear the good things about Memphis because just like it's bad everywhere, but it's a whole lot of good in a lot of areas too.
You can't run from it. It's gonna be somewhere. It's just making the best of your situation.
Gotcha. Now I hope this don't get you on no chopping block, right? No chopping block whatsoever. But I'm gonna tell you off the rip, I am a huge Yo Gotti fan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Young Dolph. I just want to know what artist you felt was harder as far as just musically. Because I know they bring different things to the table. You know what I'm saying? They both was dope. They both did, you know what I mean?
That's a question. That's a real question. And the name, like, I'll say this for sure. Where Gotti sits in our lexicon of things, he came behind some legends who had to go build a foundation.
Got it.
And even for where we're currently at, we wouldn't be there without Yo Gotti.
Right.
But without the 3 6s, the 8-ball MJG, the Tummer Wright the thirds, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Player Fly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gangsta Black. They had to go out here and knock down some walls, you get what I'm saying, that paved the interstate that Gotti went and beat down. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So even within this current inception of what CMG is, you got to go back to IME. You got to go back into these early days from the dope game to the rap game. You got to go back to life. You got to go back to all these things that Gotti was doing when he was really laying that foundation and hitting those roads. Yeah. But the beauty of what they had to do, because even with 3 6 Mafia, they signed with Lion Records. Mm-hmm. That's a New York record label. You get what I'm saying? Right. Even Gotti, his first situation with TBT. Yeah. Ball and G going down the Swisher House. We had to leave the city.
Right.
But now, after we've gone out and gathered all the Dragon Balls of sorts, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And it came back. Now we in the city with it. And then from there, you see the paper routes. You get what I'm saying? For whatever the issue was, we already know each other built off of each other's shoulders. You get what I'm saying? And he was able to not go through some of those mistakes that others had to go through because it was built for him. Right. And so right now, especially with what Gotti got going on, he got a baby with Rock Nation over there. I ain't gonna lie to you, Rock Nation Cash Money going on. You know what I'm saying? With Bread Gang up under him, Heavy Camp, the way them guys is building, and on top of that, they're coming from within the city.
Yeah.
They're building the infrastructure within the city. So it's now solidifying us for what we really are. We ain't got to run to Atlanta like that no more.
Right.
People running to us because they know what we got. So even for our artists that are going to sound elsewhere, you know what I'm saying, with Duke Deuce down to QC, we got Gloss up that just went down there. You know what I'm saying? Shiesty with 1017. But the connections are still so full circle from the things that Gotti and the Dolphs and the Boot Dirties, those foundation, they laid out. Man, it's a beautiful space right now. So as far as the pick,
like
somebody,
you couldn't really pick.
You know what? I'm going to go with Gotti, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Not just on the artist form, but on the business platform that he built. I can say that no matter what we speak on, where the situations went, Gotti's influence will be spoken in that room. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People had their issues with 3-6 and things like that and how their business was done. But once you get to understand why it was done, you understand.
Right.
But I would say this, as far as that internal structure, that whole putting the building together and putting that, I think Gotti was the first that kind of corrected some of those ills of the past and then put it in a position that we now have an example to work with.
Right. I love it, man. Man, listen, I rock with both. I listen to both. You can never go wrong with either, whatever the case may be, Paper Route, Yo Gotti. But as far as like when I look at myself, if I want to be like a, business minded, just somebody that created something out of nothing, brought people together, really created some form of a dynasty, that you would say, because, the amount of heavy hitter rappers that he got, over there is kind of ridiculous, and they all dropping heat.
We got a stable of stallions over there.
A stable, even from the, you got your A list and then even your B list. When you talk about Big Bull, Glorilla, she getting ready to go from B to A, like quick. You know what I'm saying? Superstar. So it's crazy to see that. I like that. All right. So then, next question: what was your number one top college experience?
Ooh.
Your best, just something that you would never forget. You know what I mean? Like just your top. I don't know if it's a party. I don't know if it's. I see that obviously you have part of a fraternity. So I don't know. Like just give me. You know what I'm saying? Like just give me what's your top at college experience.
You know what? There was this one occasion, and it fraternity involves. Actually, before I was in a fraternity. What eventually became my assistant dean of pledges. It was his birthday. October 1st is his birthday. And there were a couple other people that birthday was around that time, and they decided to just throw this house party.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say this is going to be the best moment of life, because you saw the culmination of star aligned that nobody to this day you could have planned and prepared for, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I got to give you two because they fall on the similar lines. But basically, man, and it's crazy thing, it happened in the same location. You know what I'm saying? Corey Trails Apartments. I know y'all seen this in but we appreciate y'all. This was the first year that apartment complex was open. So where he stayed was in the corner of, like, you move into the apartment complex all the way to the end. He's in the corner on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
It just so happened that day he threw his set. Somebody upstairs to the left of them threw one. The building that was adjacent to them, two sets were going on over there. When I tell you we had all of the superstars, this is 2008. So this is that Chris Loft and Wayne Chisholm, you know, when Memphis was number one and Tennessee was number two, we played it. This is that time.
Okay.
So all them guys is out here. Candace Parker just left. You get
going
what I'm saying?
crazy.
UT football is still booming.
Yeah.
When I tell you had the who's, like it was so deep in there. The police came in there 14 deep and just left. There's nothing they could do.
They ain't have enough people.
Like they were stuck in the crowd trying to, when they came in, the crowd was so thick, but then also them faces was out there that, this is, UT.
Yeah.
So, that for sure was one of them. And then the next one I would say kind of along those same lines, Memorial Day 2011, one of my fraternity brothers, he was in the National Guard, had went off for training, his first time coming back. And again, another one of those days where the stars just aligned. And you take those same apartment complexes, and we had some people that were here. They had a beach volleyball court that was like 3 buildings down. We set up headquarters in 3 different apartments. Yeah. But then as we were doing, other people like, hey, can we link up?
Word.
Man, when I tell you one of the best days, Project X, Euro trip, whatever college movie you watch, like I got to live my dreams through those 2 days. So you know what I'm saying? For sure that the Qs was definitely involved. Rue the IB. You know what I'm saying? People don't know where the IB came from. That's iota beta right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, hey, those were probably two of my greatest experiences, but college was a great time for sure.
Man, that's a ball, man. We like to tell people, like, obviously, you know, it's a more of an educational platform, but it's a platform where people can, you know, like talk they talk. You know what I mean? Like, I want to give a platform where people can talk they talk, and then also you can learn something along the way too. But we always talk about college experiences, and I just feel like, you know, right now there's this, you know, stigma where, you know, a lot of people feel like, you know, I guess it's two sides of the coin. Like, no, you don't need to go to college to, you know, be successful. And that's a fact. You don't have to go. But at the same time, the people, when I talk to people, they say, when I went to college and the connections I was able to make and the people I was able to, you know, get to know, you know, I wouldn't change that for anything. So there's
absolutely
ups and downs to college whatsoever. But that's
and the truth is, you know, education isn't limited to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
That socialization, that understanding, you know what I'm saying? Like me going to Knoxville, Tennessee, which is first of all, University of Tennessee is a predominantly white institution. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from Memphis, that's 64% black. So ain't no corner in this city you ain't seeing black people. To go to Knoxville, which is truly a college town, when the college shuts down, the city ain't got nothing going on.
Right.
But even as much there, it's a lot more white people. So it was a culture shock for a lot of people. East Tennessee and West Tennessee are two vastly different, you know, landscapes. Yeah. So being able to learn, like you say, those connections that you make, those people in spaces and rooms. I even had a situation recently. I went to the doctor, right?
Yep.
Had to get my knee checked out. Have never been in this place ever in my life. Going there and signing my paperwork. The nurse comes in and was like, "Hey, your doctor knows you." So I'm like, it's on some DJ stuff. Da da da. So then get the quote down my resume. Hey, you went to Christian Brothers High School, then you went to University of Tennessee, right? I'm like, yeah. Come to find out, my doctor was somebody who was one of my coworkers when we worked in the rec sports program as referees doing intramurals.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that, you know, and my mom's there, it's amazing. It amazes her because there's so many places that I go and I run into people that just simple, you know, your E&J drinking buddies are now CEO and presidents.
Yeah.
You know, I got former mates who are, you know, this or that, you know, and all that. So that education, that opportunity is not limited to the selfish things that you receive. That environment you go in, when they say it rubs off, it rubs off for real.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Appreciate that. Best advice someone gave you. Best piece of advice.
You know what? Shout out to my guy, BJ. It was a piece of advice I got too late in life. Within my college career, but it's something that I've carried on ever since. You know, because leaving high school, we leave with the mindset, you go to class, you get a couple A's, you might get an F in them, but them A's, no. When you get to college, the college hours a whole different ball game, the structure of which you have to study, the independency of things like that.
Yep.
Not to say that I struggled with it, but I just didn't excel in it because I didn't put any purposeful effort behind it.
Right.
But one day he gave me the realest thing ever. He was like, man, treat college like a 9 to 5. He said, I go to work from 9 to 5. Like, that's my job. I'm in here from 9 to 5. I get up at 8, do homework. Your classes are scheduled. Make sure you schedule class between 9 to 5. After work, do a little homework, 7 o'clock. If you get a small little step here and there, you'll slowly get ahead. Yeah. Instead of then coming back looking at your syllabus 3 weeks later and you got a paper due tomorrow that you didn't know about.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So with that same advice translating it over, small steps and baby steps are going to lead to greater things for you. Yep. And that's why I treat life. I treat it in the structure. I really don't, you know, take things for granted for what they are. I spend time, you know, try to be prepared as possible because the more preparation you have before you get in the room, it makes it easier once you get in the room. So like I said, that structure that he was able to teach me, even within the wilderness of sorts, that's one of those things I definitely apply, you know, going forward in life.
That's a fact. I like that. That's a really good gem. Like when you get the understanding of just how you can correlate and really trick your mind and understanding, like, you know, treat this like a job, man. Like you in here for a reason. You ain't in here really trying to play around, just like you wouldn't play around on these other people's clock. You know what I mean? Get what you came to get and then you know, get moving on. So that's what's up. And now I know you're a DJ. I know you music is your thing, obviously I would say that it's in you. I feel like it's in everybody. Music is just in everybody. But
it's a universal language.
It's universal, but what is the top 3 anthems you have to play if you in like whatever event you're doing? Let's just say if it's a club event, if it's something like, just something live, like what's the top 3 anthems you have to play? Your choice.
Okay. If I'm in the city, for sure, this you can never go wrong.
Yeah.
Because it is the Pledge of Allegiance of Memphis, and that's what's up by Yo Gotti. Has to be played.
Yeah.
Like, we word for word, that's, we got a few others that I definitely would throw in there. Preach for sure. You gonna
preach.
Get it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what's up. I got to respect the man's position. It is what it is. That's the Pledge of Allegiance. Stand up on your feet.
Yeah.
We got to play that. Let me throw a couple of the young boys in there with this right now. Salute my guy Finesse 2 Times, man. He out. I gotta give you a quick story about Finesse 2 Times, man. I moved back to Memphis in 2016, early 2017, and went to Privé, which is Gotti's restaurant here. Literally, as I'm walking in, it almost feel like a Billy scene for me to just quote it. Like I'm walking in, I'm getting patted down, walking in, and the song is playing.
Yeah.
And I've never experienced this ever in my life. And mind you, at this point, I think the song was a few months old.
Yeah.
But I've never in my life, I've never even done it myself as a DJ, seen a song get brought back 3 times consecutively. And when I tell you it was like the first time it got played, it's still going straight in.
Yeah, going straight. Yeah.
When I tell you, first they played the song, the DJ doing his thing. I'm riding in the car, the strap in the guitar. You get what I'm saying? On that. Brought it back again. When he played it the second time, did a whole complete acapella the second verse. Brought it back again. Did a whole complete acapella of the song. I said, bro, who is this? What is that? Because this wasn't no Shazamable record at the time. I don't Shazam, period. But who is that?
Yeah.
What is this? I ain't ever experienced that.
It was
man,
like
they're going like straight in. And for Brother Big had been gone for 5 years, you would have thought this song was brand new. It hits every single time. Perfect production. I don't know what magic sauce they had in the booth that day. But salute Bag. I don't know if you saw the new news. He just signed back with BG.
Yeah.
Which I gotta speak on that because that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Memphis is known for the beef, even amongst our own.
Yeah.
See that come together, they set a wave of what's possible. So I gotta salute those guys.
That's hard. Man. That's hard for sure.
Them 2 right there for sure. Oh, you can get away, Chico.
We good. It don't matter. Hey, I like it. All right, so cool. Those are the quick questions I got for you, man. Just to kind of get to know you, get to understand, Memphis, get to understand, your way of living. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from a whole different, background, different culture. Well, same culture, but just different ways of doing it. So I just love to tap in and understand how people live and how they enjoy themselves. But what did you want to be growing up, man? Like, did you always know you wanted to be like a DJ? Like, what was your first initial like?
I wasn't supposed to be a DJ. I'm still not supposed to be a DJ. Like, it's a story. I haven't told this story publicly, but as I tell people all the time, it's been a 10-year temper tantrum. Thursday, September 1st was my 10-year anniversary of DJing. My very first advertised party was September 1st, 2012.
Yeah. Project
Q, Woodlands Oil Spill. Oh, when I tell you it was one of them.
Yeah.
But I actually never had an intent of being a DJ. I was wanted to be a lawyer. And even to this day, people still think I should go to law school. I actually had an intent of trying to be an entertainment lawyer. I kind of wanted to be around the field, never had the thought process of being, in a sense, the monkey on the stage. But, a leader can't know how to be a leader without being a follower. So I got to go out here and learn how to do these things. And maybe I'll be able to educate people later on it,
Sure.
So, but yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer. That was my thing. I got the gift for gab, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I put 1 and 2 together to get 4, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Might even get 4 or 5 out of it. You never know.
Yeah.
So, but just the way life took over for me. College kind of put me on a different direction path. I did my thing, excel academically, but kind of got burnt out on school. It just was what it was. But the DJing thing was a blessing in disguise, man. I can't say that in any other form. I didn't plan it. But when I tell you, it's like I tell people, you probably won't ever hear me addicted to any substance in life because anything I got to pay for, I can't get addicted to.
Right.
If I got to put effort to go get it, I can't get addicted to it. But these turntables, these cross fader, these up faders,
yeah.
I don't know what it did to me. It was like Venom when he hit him.
And it took
you can ask my people. They got nightmares of hearing crossfaded clicks in the night. Click, click. Got their headphones in. Like I just got addicted to it, and I had a little foundation leading into it. I played music. I kind of followed a few DJs, the Kid Capri's, the Jazzy Jeffs of the world. You know what I'm saying? So I had a understanding of sorts.
Yeah.
But it fell in my lap, man. And 10 years later, 33 cities, 16 countries, 23 universities. You know what I'm saying? Two countries.
Come on, man.
Give
me the resume.
We've been some places, been some spaces, and did some things to entertain the people all the while.
That's hard. Okay, so like I got some people like if I got some kids that they want to get into music, right? They don't necessarily want to be the artist. You know what I'm saying? They want to kind of be somebody that's they play a major part though in how the artists get represented, how they conduct their shows, being a product of controlling an environment, like being a DJ at a party. That's a huge responsibility. Like it might to some people may think it's just they just up there playing music, but you really controlling the environment, the way your night gonna end up. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a lot of responsibility. How do you teach somebody how to learn to DJ? Like what was your skill set? Because I know you hopped on the turntables. Was it an automatic like, I got it? Or like what did you have to do, your 10,000 hour process to get you to where you are now? Like, how would you coach somebody up?
Well, first, I'm going to give you the biggest cheat code in the world. Shout out to University of Tennessee, my alma mater, but YouTube University, the greatest university in the world.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Go YU, baby. YU, baby. But the thing about DJing or anything in this regard is to not be selfish. I'm going to start there as a foundation because once you understand you're not doing this for you, that's where you excel. I'm a people pleaser. I play music for people. Yes, I have an opportunity to put my spin on it, but ultimately I am putting a product together to give somebody else to consume and hopefully they enjoy it. So how does that translate over? Pay attention to your environment. Right. The easiest thing I did was pay attention to everything they didn't like about the DJs that were currently rocking around on campus.
For sure.
That's the starting point. Yeah. You know the music, you're a consumer, so you're already partial expert because guess what? You're consuming it.
Every day.
And you know how you're consuming it, so you know how to adjust it. Or you've heard the complaints, you've heard this, I don't want to hear this. Oh, this going too fast. He don't give us a chance to breathe here. Yeah. So then from there, you develop your own philosophy.
Okay.
What's
that? Philosophy. Talk to me about that.
The philosophy is my thought process of what I'm presenting and how I'm presenting.
Okay.
And for me, I tell stories with the music. One, I'm a natural performer. Now that I look back on my athletic career, even that, like I was a performer on the stage, so I never let nobody talking to me. Like if you was in a crowd, my family, I ain't talking to nobody doing the crowd. Like I'm on the stage right now. I was an actor. I did a few stage plays and things like that. So this is just another opportunity for me to, like you say, control and contain those crowds and give a certain level of energy. And at the end of the day, when you come to my party, my process is this. I want you to forget about all the stresses in the world that you had, even up to the moment of standing in that line and your feet hurt. Even till you had to stand at the bar and get your first drink. I want you to forget all that by the time you leave the night. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk around these topics of the life that we live. You know what I'm saying? These issues that we go through. And, we want to pop big things, you know what I'm saying? Stand on couches, throw gang signs, and all the whoop-de-wop. I'm going to make sure you do all that. But to kind of even go with, expand that for those who want to get in the game, man, it's yes, there are the sexy roles. There's the DJ. There's the promoter. There's this, that, and the third. But go in rooms and recognize what really is affecting and influencing the rooms. That's where you find your niche. That's how you get in. That's how you then put yourself over the hump. Because then once you find the limitations of others, you can find your own capabilities and then put that together. And then you got a product that nobody even knew that existed. It's now unique to you, and you continuously enhance on that, which is what I've done. So I don't care what it is. You put somebody 1 to 100 in front of me. You can put any culture in front of me. Hell, my very first wedding I ever did, which I was like maybe 5 months of DJing at that point, was a Honduran and black wedding. And I had to learn the difference between bachatas, merengues, and all this. You get what I'm saying? Because certain cultures in Central America don't mess with other cultures. Right. You got to learn things. But that's the beauty about me being a political scientist, a history major, is a person who enjoys that pursuit of that knowledge. Right. And again, back to the fact this is a universal language. Once you have an understanding of the language, you learn how to communicate with people. There's not a room you can't walk in.
That's a fact. Okay, cool. I mean, I love that. And YouTube University is definitely the school you want to be at.
Why you, baby?
So we talked about, you gave us the game as far as like just understanding a room, your philosophy going in, right? Every DJ probably gonna have their own different way or different philosophy. I think it kind of works with your persona, how you rock the stage, because you also rocking the stage with the artist. It's not, I mean, the artist is there, but the DJ, man, like it's super important. Like I just, me personally, going to a few concerts that I have been, at, the DJ has to carry a lot of the momentum for the artist, backing them up, being a hype man, making sure the set list or the track listing is right, knowing when to cut in, cut out, when to break it down, you know what I mean? Like, that's a whole part of me just being hype. Like, oh, that was tough, you know what I mean? Like, the break. So I love it. What's the business side behind being a DJ? How did you brand yourself? How did you, were you putting yourself out there saying, hey, I DJ, man, can I get into your club? Can I DJ for a night? Or was it a lot of people just off word of mouth, just knowing that, maybe it was people that was just speaking you up in the right rooms, and they was like, all right, well, let's get your man's the DJ, and then it just started to build from there?
A little bit of both. So for one thing you got to understand with this music game, or really any game, is it's a relationship business. People going to go with who they're comfortable with, who they know, you know what I'm saying? And even with the music business, I tell people it's not the music talent show, it's the music business. They're in the process of putting product out and bringing your income back in. That's basically at the end of the day. Your talent is only 10% of the process. Your business is 90% of it.
Got it.
For me, and again, hence, kind of breaking down my whole DJ name and to a degree, the IB situation, the fraternity it afforded me a great opportunity to travel. Okay. I served leadership roles on every single level of the fraternity and undergraduate side. And with that, I got to go places. Okay. So I started DJing later in life. I started DJing since I was 23. Okay. Most people started at 15, 16 and things like that. And I know for me now, I didn't need that. College life was enough for me at that time. Word. But I traveled a lot. That road trip, and I come from that last of the Mohicans of the Greeks who Saturday, what we doing? Hell, it might be in the middle of the week on a Wednesday. Hey, look, we got 5 people in the car. We driving 3 hours. Look, everybody can do 45 minutes. We'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So for me, once I started DJing, the reputation I had prior to for other things that I was doing was what allowed others to take a chance on me on the DJ side, because they respected my work ethic, my pursuit of excellence with whatever I do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, all right, cool. If he's that way with this, maybe he is there with DJing. So for me and my own pursuit, it became a little easier. So when I get to hollering out these 33 cities, 16 states, 2 countries, all that, I didn't do anything special. It was just friendships that I already had prior to. But here's the thing. Yeah, nepotism got me in the room, but these skills kept me in the room. And these skills keep getting me brought in other rooms, because I've never had a gig where I've walked out and somebody was like, hey, I got a party coming up. Hey, I got this going on. Hey. Even when I started off doing free gigs in the early, I already understood that. You got to, you low man on the totem pole. You got to get in the room and just prove your point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rose, you know what I'm saying? Tug Guy, WMG. One of the things he always says, man, don't wait for me to commission you to do something. Do it. If I like it, I'll pay for it. Right. And that's your value, and you keep going from there, right? Right. But some people want to wait to, nah, bro, I'm me. I ain't coming in here for less than $300 for an hour. Oh, yeah. Cool, but you the same person looking at me like, bro, how I get to where you at, man? My first gig was a $50 house party 5 people showed up to.
Come on, man.
With some computer speakers on a new market mixtape. But, he did mine, cool. The next person, I need you to do mine. Next person, I need you to do mine. Next person, I need you to do mine. Now that the man getting a little high time, the schedule's getting tight. Now price ride. Boom. after a while, foundation built in places I was just normally naturally road tripping to. Hey, we got a party. You want to DJ our party? Cool. I was going down free anyway before. So if you throw me a little something, I done won.
Right.
Boom, I can set a price. Now it's like, oh, he in this city, he in that city. Who is, bro, who is dude? So it's smoke and mirrors, but at the same token, I do provide that sustenance behind it. And, you know, you got to understand what you're trying to do and what you got going on. Also, another thing, you know, whenever I go to any city, I'm shaking hands and kissing all the babies. I don't limit it to my people I come with. Yeah. You know, so for that, I've DJed for every fraternity, every sorority.
Right.
I've DJed for rival colleges. I've DJed for some people who I ain't supposed to be in the room with. But that's all just been based off of a dude like to work. And when he do his work, you get what you pay for plus.
Exactly. Man, when I hear you talk, bro, you got it's the it factor. Like when people are passionate about what they do, bro, you can tell, and they it's just something how they, you know, how they deliver the message, how they gonna talk to you, how they gonna give you the details behind what they do. And like, I just think people just, I don't know, I think it's maybe more of a newer generation that feel like they supposed to, you know, whatever you chasing, you supposed to come in like the entitlement. But you gotta have some type of work ethic behind you. You gotta have some type of resume behind you. And when you talked about, you know, setting yourself apart, you know what I'm saying, going into these different rooms, like I was going here for free before they was paying me the ticket first, you know what I'm saying. You got to think about it. I started coming in here for free just because I need to either one, get my face out here, and then number two is giving me a chance to work on my game. Like I would hate to be paid X amount of money and then I do a terrible job, then my rep is bad, like, oh, now they talking on my name like, oh, I don't know, he not really that great, like for a lot of people watching, listening, you gotta start somewhere and don't take it as a shot as they not understanding your worth. You just gotta, you know, when we look at the greats, it didn't happen overnight, man. Like they started from ground zero. When you study people that have true success, the stories almost all similar, like the situations, like how they started, the bad parts, the good. And that kind of gets me into my next question. You know, we talk about DJing, like, you know, when I hear you talk about DJ, you make me want to try to, like, man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got the skills, you know, I would never do that. But what's the hardest part about DJing? Like, what's some of the things that are not that glamorous? Because I don't want to give this false, image for these people or kids. Like, hey, this is what comes with being a DJ. So if you're not prepared for this, then don't even, don't step into this role and then feel like you know what I'm saying? So what's some of the hardest things about being a DJ?
You're basically a one-man army. And what that leads to say is everything that you do, everything you experience is on you. And time is it becomes a very valuable thing in your life because, yeah, cool, I DJ Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm at the hottest spots. I'm doing this, but guess what Friday, Saturday, Sunday mean? It's not this time to take away from my child. It's time to take away from the family. Right. Guess when DJ's working the most? Holiday weekend. So you get what I'm saying? And a lot of times, be truthful, 90% of the DJs in the world got a real job. So you working your 9 to 5, then you coming to the club 10 to 3, 12 to 3, whatever you do. You up late. You got to get up early. You know what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice. This ain't easy. There are people you want to spend time with. People pop up, hey, we finna go to brunch today. I'm headed somewhere to go get set up. I'm in another city. So it's glamorous as hot, all this, but every time I'm in another city, guess what's going on in my own city? Guess who I'm not with? Right. Those things exist. Also, too, doing this game coming into this game with your self-esteem, wearing it on your sleeve, this ain't the place for it. Because, again, you're one-man army. You are solo. There's everybody in this club, regardless of who they are, feels your voice. They feel your energy. Yeah. So any mistake, as much as any great thing you do, is on you. If you ain't got the balls and wherewithal to know how to understand that you're never as bad as they say you are, and you're definitely never as good as they say you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to understand it's a middle ground. As long as they're saying you are something, you're winning.
Yeah.
But even with that, I struggle with that at times my own self. I have to go to my, shout out to my big brother DJ Q, you know what I'm saying, WMG, High 107, my family, big shows, see what we got going on.
Okay.
I go to him for advice a lot, Hollywood Uncle, you know what I'm saying, my big dog Stir the Pearl, like these people that been in places and spaces and had to deal with so much, because again, when you walk in that room, it's 100 million of them, there's only one of you, and they all looking at you.
Yeah.
So there's a level of confidence and self-esteem you got to come to this table with. If you come into this room looking for love, it's the wrong place. It's the place you can create love, but it's at the end of the day, it's smoke and mirrors. It's all fake. You got to learn how to separate those two and balance out the real, which is the family structure, the things you're doing it for. I'm not, listen, as I tell people, I'm in view with mercenary cause. I'm here, I'm high hitter. I'm with murder wherever you need it. Wherever the bag at, I'm coming. Because that bag going back to take care of my family. Granny need medicine, mama need this, daughter need that. You know what I'm saying? We got things we got to take care of. So those are definitely things that come into play.
Real responsibilities. And I'm glad you kind of hit
Absolutely.
on it. One of my questions is, you know, with being a DJ, you know what I'm saying? Like, is being a DJ a career that you could do full time? Is it something that, you know, I feel like in the beginning you might have to, you know, do like you said, that little 9 to 5 piece, you know, having you a little side piece and then DJing on the side. But how does a DJ go from, you know, because there's guys that's, you know, obviously they want to do what they're passionate about full time. What does, how does that look? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've seen examples of it, you're living it, or, you know, if you're living it or not, but how do you become a DJ just full time? Do you have to be a part of I'm trying to think, like, an artist, you know what I mean? Like you on the road with an artist, helping them out, or is it other ways that you can be like a full-time DJ? Like I'm trying to understand the picture or get a grasp of how
to
that
get
can
in the
come
room.
about.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing about DJing too. There's not you know how you say doctor?
Yeah.
But then that doctor could be a pediatric doctor be a dentist, a doctor could be a chiropractor.
For sure.
Same with a DJ.
Got it.
There's not one monolith of a DJ. There are tour DJs, there are club DJs, there are just DJs who play music and they need a host to do. You get what I'm saying? So there are different gambles of. So one, like you said, you got to understand your personality and what you bring to the table, and then what that potential has for you to bring in income in that regard. Ultimately, you know, this is a school project of sorts, and you putting it together. You're going out here to sell it. The structure of being a DJ. If you look at some of the most successful DJs, it's not spinning turntables that they making the money off of. It's the continual, you know, being a part of the business process. You look at the Kid Capri's of the world who, you know, he was already him who he was on WBLS in New York, but then the Def Comedy Jam, he was the first DJ who became a personality. Yeah. Face-wise. You know what I'm saying? Jam Master Jay, you know what I'm saying? Fresh, you know, Jazzy Jeff for sure. Within those groups, you know, Eric B and Rakim for sure within those groups. But as a DJ that was a face personality, boom, Kid Capri was one of those. So he opened that door for you to kind of do the things where you see a DJ booth on the Wendy Williams show. Gotcha. You get what I'm saying? You see all these different rooms, but you got to understand what your lifestyle want to look like. If you're trying to be shining and diamond and this, that, and the third, I ain't gonna lie to you, them $300 and $500 and $1,000 here, that ain't gonna add up to that. Right. So you got to have some other business structure and things, but that's the beauty about being a DJ is you're really ambassador and a liaison for culture in your city or wherever you're at and what you're representing. So the amount of people that I come in contact with, the amount of influence that I have, you know, you can influence traffic in different ways. I know car dealers who be like, man, shout me out in the club, boom, boom, boom. I might put a check in your pocket. Guess what? That's just creative ways to keep bottom lines coming. You know, you got to understand what your lifestyle is. Figure out what your bottom lines are, and then go for that. You know, I'm in a beautiful position now, but I give it to you real. 2 years ago, I wasn't. Gotcha. As far as DJing going, yes, I was getting some well-known events. I was doing this, but the little chump change I was getting for the weekend for that one-off event was like, my name wasn't heavy enough where I really wasn't in a position where I felt comfortable of commanding a price where I could just be straight off of one night. But now, through the level of consistency that I've had over the past couple of years and what I got going on now, I'm throwing out numbers and I'm upset with myself to when people accept it because I was like, should I give you more? Yeah. Because it's like, I understand, you know. But it takes time to get there. You got to build that. You know what I'm saying? Again, back to my dog Ross. I listen to him a lot, read his books all the time. And, you know, what he was talking about, he did a whole talk with GQ. Showing all the fake Fendi and Gucci he was wearing on MTV red carpet. You know, he like, my man painted that. My man did this. You know what I'm saying? But his sustenance within himself and what he was building for allowed that smoke and mirrors to be for the crowd. We got the bag though. Yeah. Boom. And now that turned into the Holyfield Estates. You know what I'm saying? That turns into rich land. You know what I'm saying? That turns into the wing stops. It turns into the chickens. It turns into the jet docks. It turns into the So even for him to be a rapper, look at all these other things he has his hand in due to his wealth of influence. And the same for a DJ. We're all artists. We're all, influencers. We're ambassadors. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, I got my people behind me right now. Rivens Bourbon. You know what I'm saying? HBC alumni, TSU alumni, first black-owned bourbon in the state of Tennessee. They got that Smoke by LG. Salute my guy Burner. You know what I'm saying? Both cute dogs. Rude. I support my people. Black-owned hemp rolls. You know what I'm saying? So I do this for my people. I'm in that position. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody can check it out, and then after a while, I build it up so much. Now I got another check. Now that mailbox money coming in, and then those things that I'm building on it every day become, my petty cash. But it takes time. It takes time definitely to get there. But it's possible. Everybody ain't got the want to do it, but it's possible for sure.
Bro, I appreciate that, man. Like you gave a lot of game, man, so far. Believe it or not, bro, we done came up on an hour, man, just being able to conversate and really. Really, bro. Just to really conversate.
That would be like 10 minutes.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, that's what it be like. Like I to me, like when I'm, engaged with a person, like we on this screen, like I really try to be engaged and just have genuine conversation and really get to know what it's about. What makes them the person that they are, what makes them talented at what they do, and to be honest, man, like you talked about the charisma, the energy that you bring, as far as like Memphis, knowing knowing the history, being able to know, speak to what people gonna ask you about, you know what I mean? Like that's the type of stuff, like when you think about it, like what's gonna set you apart? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be different. Everybody can say they're a DJ, but what's your niche that sets you apart? That people be like, man, I need, what I'm saying, DJ IB JohnDoe, come rock this out. You know what I mean? Like I need what's gonna make different where, I need a spot on Big Boss Talk. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of stuff that I think about. Like I try to think about what's the niche, what's gonna make us different. And bro, you gave us too much game. And I think it's gonna be great to just kind of, when I put this out here, like the people just gonna really eat this up. Cause I know a lot of guys and a lot of people, a lot of women too, that's want to be DJs and want to try to, step into this role and really kind of understand and get the groundwork. So thank you, bro. I want to ask, this is the last question, I promise. What do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years from now? What do you see yourself? Like what's the end goal for you? And just even if it might not even be an end goal right now, but just where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
So with my DJ brand, one of the things, my motto is, education through entertainment. Mm-hmm. And basically that's why I was like, yeah, for sure, I definitely jump on this because this is what it is. People see the like I say, the brazeness, the bravado as a DJ, the ha, popping this, putting this on, woo, but end of the day, there's not a room that I can't walk in and handle my own. Mm-hmm. So with that, like I say, starting off being the monkey on the stage, I want to teach, the next monkey how to be a gorilla on the stage. Mm. We ain't in here, being punched and moved around. So I will see myself transitioning on to the back, the back rooms, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Influencing the next DJ, putting the next guy on, I want to build a tree that I don't want to be the only millionaire. If I had $1 million, I don't want it myself. I'd rather spend, $100,000 between 10 people and let's run up our $100,000 a piece and see what we can come back with. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my philosophy with that. So I want to do, tours. I got an artist that I rock with right now. Her name's LaDonna Chameleon. She got she got a banger out right now called Welcome to My Party. Taking off crazy. I'm talking about internationally. Crazy enough, it's going off internationally. Ghana, Italy. Like we sending merch over there right now. She rocking stuff. Okay. So, I'm preparing myself for her ascension and jumping on these planes, but at that same token, I'm gonna be over there learning the strokes. I'm gonna shake these hands of these club owners with the promoter. How did you come up on what you're doing? Boom, boom, boom. Let me put my own structure there in the same. Instead of worrying about getting booked, I'm gonna start booking myself. We can do that. You know what I'm saying? But build those foundations over there. I want to move to an exec role ultimately. For me, law school still isn't off the table. I'm crazy enough what my crazy schedule is, shout out to Ed Hockley. I don't know if you know who that is. Mm-hmm. He's the big buff NFL referee. You gonna see him. Okay. White guy, the big buff that everybody knows. All right. You might not know this. He's a full-time lawyer.
What?
He's been a lawyer for 20 years.
That's crazy.
And I ain't talking about no BS lawyer. He one of these $1 million retainer lawyers.
Yeah.
Which is crazy enough, right?
That is crazy.
So, right. So Harvey Levin from TMZ. He was a lawyer before he started TMZ.
Oh, that's wild, bro.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, so there are people who are doing things you didn't know they were doing. It's how I studied the game. What they really got going on?
Yeah,
they wearing this, they doing it, but what you really got going on?
Right.
So it's not off the table for me. I definitely want to do some representation. I definitely want to get in the room and move and shake for people. And I support the hustlers, and so that's my mindset. I see people as they're moving. Money don't grow on trees, so I know it ain't unlimited for everybody. But if you're doing enough to sustain yourself, I want to be in position enough that I can pull some dots together for you.
Yeah,
and that's where I look. That's where I'm heading towards.
I love it, man. We're gonna see it, man. We're gonna be able to pull back the tape, and we're gonna be like, he told us he was gonna be in these rooms, man. You know what I'm saying? When we be able to document it, be able to show it, like, you know what I'm saying, on some cootie type stuff with Kanye West, we pulling it up. You know what I mean? And I love you talked about the the lineage, your tree. You know what I'm saying? It's been a huge thing right now. I know you heard the guy did with Jay-Z when he say Bron a rock boy. So technically, so I mean that's hard though. You know what I mean? Like, to be able to pass that game down to other multiple people, like, that's what it's all about. We here to obviously learn what we can, but then also pass it down so people not in the same, or don't have to start in the same situations that we did. So just get better and better every time. The monkey turns into the gorilla, like,
Indeed, I'm gonna sum it up for him right here, man. An apple tree is not an apple tree without apples.
Right. Exactly. It ain't. All right, man. Well, that's it, man. I need 2 recommendations before you go. 2 people I can sit down with and get on this podcast. People that you feel like could fit the mold of the podcast. I'm gonna do the, I do the legwork. I always do the reaching out. But if you could just say, hey, I just did this podcast with this dude, Armand, dope. Wasn't nothing crazy. That'll be awesome. But I just need 2. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go a different route for you. I got a cool person who would be a great person to speak with. He's actually, again, another one of my fraternity brothers, D'Angelo Stevenson. He's a banker though. Here's the thing: he's not in the entertainment industry, but when I tell you he a guy with some wealth of knowledge, I'm gonna reach out to my guy. I'm gonna put that in for you, and then let me see. I brought him up a few times today. I'm gonna holler at my guy DJ Q.
Okay.
He's one of those heavy hitters in Memphis right now.
Gotcha.
And he has a cool story, got some great connections in the game, like a great guy. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely has a story to be told and definitely to be shared.
I love it. Thank you, man. All I ask is if you could just send me maybe however they like to be contacted. If I got to go through IG, I can. If they got an email, anything like that, I would do it. I'm the type of person, I ain't really scared to reach out to nobody and just ask. All I ask is be more of a warm handoff and just be like, hey, he might hit you up.
Indeed, I definitely make that introduction.
You can say yeah, they can say yes or no. I don't take it no either way. I know people's time is busy and everything, but I'm gonna reach out and get the legwork. And I would love to ask you a question offline as well too. But I'm gonna
cool, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go though, man. I appreciate you. You have a good rest of your day, man. And the sky's the limit.
Big Boss Talk. I appreciate it.
Sky's the limit, man. Appreciate you.